Mental clarity is like the master key to a door that leads straight to success. Without it, we find ourselves groping in the dark, stumbling over our own feet, bumping into invisible obstacles. But with it, everything changes. Suddenly, the path feels simpler, lighter, more possible. Clarity illuminates our choices, creates space for safe decisions, and guides us toward the life we truly want to build. If you're over 40, you know that financial life often feels like a room full of scattered papers. Bills, commitments, pressures, debts, opportunities, and doubts, all mixed together, without order, without organization. And in that scenario, prospering feels almost impossible. But the truth is, what's missing isn't intelligence or willpower. What's missing is mental clarity. Imagine clarity as a lighthouse in the middle of a storm. It doesn't calm the sea, it doesn't stop the storm, but it gives you the right direction to cross without losing your way. And that's exactly what we're talking about when it comes to money, prosperity, and life choices after 40. Because at this stage, we don't have that much time left to waste on repeated mistakes. Every decision counts. So, what exactly is mental clarity? It's the ability to think in an organized, clean, focused way. It's like looking at your mind as if it were a desk. If that desk is covered with messy papers, you can't find anything, you waste time, you get frustrated, you give up. But if the desk is organized, everything in its place, you know exactly where your tools are. That's how the mind works. A cluttered mind leads us to poor decisions, waste, and stress. A clear mind leads us to confidence, vision, and prosperity. And if you think this is just theory, take a moment to remember how many of your financial decisions have been made so far. Maybe you bought things on impulse, without assessing if you really needed them. Maybe you said yes to a debt or an extra credit card just to relieve the pressure of the moment. Maybe you accepted opportunities that seemed good, but weren't aligned with your real goals. And maybe, because of that, you felt regret, guilt, or even shame. All of this is a reflection of the lack of mental clarity. To understand this better, let's look at Paul's story. He received a job promotion offer, but he was overwhelmed, burdened with personal concerns and piled up tasks. His mind was confused, like a desk full of scattered papers. Without clarity, he accepted the promotion on impulse, without thinking if it was the right time, if he was prepared, if it made sense within his bigger goals. The result? Wrong decisions in his new position, poor performance, frustration. Paul got lost because he couldn't clearly see the true essence of the situation. Now, compare that with Mary. She also received the same offer, but instead of reacting in the heat of the moment, she took a breath. She paused. She reorganized her thoughts. She assessed her strengths and limitations. She asked herself if that promotion truly made sense for the future she wanted, and with clarity, she chose to accept. The result? Success. Mary advanced in her career with confidence, like a river that flows naturally along its course without getting lost. Do you notice the difference? It's not about the opportunity. It's about clarity. Two people facing the same scenario, but with completely different outcomes. And maybe you're asking yourself, how can I develop this kind of mental clarity in practice? Because it's not something that simply shows up out of nowhere. It's something you cultivate. Like a plant, it needs to be watered, cared for, nourished. First step, practice self-awareness. Look inward. Ask yourself, what am I feeling? What is distracting me? What is pulling me out of focus? Self-awareness works like a mirror, and when you look at yourself with honesty, you begin to clear away the inner confusion. Second step, take pauses. The fast pace of life pushes us into rushed decisions. And after 40, that pace seems even more relentless. Work, children, family, bills, responsibilities. But if you don't stop, you'll drown in the tide of commitments. Pausing is not wasting time. Pausing is creating space for the mind to flourish. Third step, Organize your mind around what truly matters. An overloaded mind full of scattered ideas is like a computer with too many programs open. It freezes. You need to define priorities. What is urgent? What is important? What can wait? When you learn to answer these questions, your mind transforms into a conductor leading the orchestra. Fourth step, clear out distractions. Today, the world bombards us with notifications, social media, endless comparisons. Each distraction is a thief of clarity. Simple techniques can help. Writing down what you feel, meditating, planning your day. Meditation is like a shower for the mind. Writing is like assembling a puzzle piece by piece. Planning is like a compass pointing you in the right direction. Fifth step, manage stress. Stress is a polluter of the mind. It clouds vision, drains energy, and prevents you from seeing solutions. And when we talk about prosperity, stress is a silent enemy. Finding ways to relax, whether it's walking, breathing deeply, or exercising, is not a luxury, it's a necessity. A mind free from stress can see clearly again. Now, if mental clarity is this important, let's reflect together. What are the real consequences of lacking it? First, misguided financial decisions. How many times have you spent more than you could afford? Second, missed opportunities. A confused mind doesn't notice the signals life brings. Third, emotional exhaustion. The lack of clarity robs your peace and increases anxiety. Fourth, strained relationships. How many families fight about money because they can't talk with clarity? Fifth, the feeling of stagnation. Life seems stuck, with no real progress. But fortunately, all of this can be reversed. Mental clarity is like opening the window of a closed room. Air flows in, light comes in, and you realize that there has always been a path ahead. With clarity, you make better decisions, spend consciously, invest with more confidence, create new sources of income, build healthier relationships, and above all, regain confidence in yourself. To help you unlock that clarity, I want to leave you with 15 powerful questions. Whenever you're facing a financial choice or even a life choice, ask yourself these questions. What is my goal here? Is this choice aligned with my purpose? What are the consequences of this decision? Am I acting on impulse or with clear reasoning? What do I truly want to achieve? What options do I have, and what are the pros and cons? Does this decision bring me closer to or further away from my bigger goal? What information do I still need before deciding? Am I listening to my intuition or to my fears? Who else will be affected by this decision? Am I feeling rushed to decide? If I don't act now, what will the consequences be? Is this a real priority, or can it wait? What have I learned from similar situations in the past? And finally, does this decision bring peace or bring weight? These questions work like lighthouses in the dark. They force the mind to stop, reflect, and clear up before taking action. And here's the great truth. Having mental clarity is not a gift that falls from the sky. It's a skill, and like any skill, it can be developed. With practice, with discipline, with small daily steps. Think about your financial life today. Think about where you would like to be 5 years from now. Ask yourself, am I cultivating clarity to get there, or am I letting myself be carried away by confusion? The answer to that question can completely change the course of your story. Remember, prosperity doesn't start in your bank account. It starts in your mind. And a clear mind is the first step toward any lasting change. So take a deep breath. Organize your thoughts. Ask the right questions. And move forward with confidence. Because mental clarity is the key that can open the door to prosperity in the mature stage of your life. Like what you saw. Then don't forget to like, comment, share, and of course, subscribe with the bell on so you won't miss any of the upcoming videos. And there's more. Your financial journey doesn't end here. Check out the link below in the first pinned comment and keep moving forward.